The deadline for UC and CSU applications. The other number is there are only so many spots to go around.
Yeah, so how do you get into a UC or CSU, or what are the alternate ways you can go about getting your education? Billy Downing from the ESM Group is joining us in the studio this morning talking about how to get into college. Thanks, Billy, for coming in.
Good morning, guys.
I know you're very busy flying up and down the state helping people make their college choices. So how are the applications going? The deadline November 30th. How are people working through this?
Well, I think the good thing is that the CSU and UC application hasn't had the issues that the common application had this year. You probably saw in the news. So the good news is that we haven't had the technical malfunctions. It seems to me that kids are still looking at the UCs and the CSUs, and unfortunately for us California kids, it looks like there's more and more out-of-state kids. Most of my kids who are in Seattle and Chicago are all applying to the UCs.
And just to explain what happened with the Common App, it crashed, and it created just a mess of panic for thousands of students and their parents, and it was just really rough. So it was no fun at all.
Used to be they'd look at your board scores, your grades, your social activities, make a decision. Now there's much more. The metrics are tougher. But do you have an advantage if you're on the borderline, maybe grade-wise, if you're a UC resident?
If you're applying to the UC from California and you've got good grades and good test scores and you've written those 2 essays and you feel like you've done a good job with your leadership, the reality is it's still a bit of a crapshoot. There's kids from last year who had great grades and great test scores weren't admitted to UC Santa Cruz, UC Davis. So I think it's a little bit of a numbers game. UCLA had something like 75,000 undergrad applicants, a total of 99,000 applications from graduate and undergrad. When you have those kind of numbers, it is a little bit of just kind of picking and choosing, and qualified kids who deserve to be there will get left out.
Former Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano heads up the UC system now. She says that there's going to be a tuition freeze. Hopefully that may happen. But how are parents paying for college?
Well, first of all, we're really happy to hear the news coming out of the UC meeting from this week. We hope it gets passed and we hope it goes through. I think it's something like 9 years now of consistent rate hikes for students. So to have a freeze and hopefully be not a temporary freeze but a long-term freeze, I think would be a positive one. I think families are still facing, the cost of college going up, and they're looking at multiple ways to finance that. If that's savings, if that's asking grandma and grandpa, if that's getting loans, kids working summer jobs. And I think the reality is all those things are necessary, because college just keeps getting more and more expensive, unfortunately.
Billy, one quick question. I know at other schools, if you can't get in first time around, maybe you go to junior college or a lesser school and transfer back in the second time, you have a better chance. True or false?
It really depends on the school, Ed. Transferring into the UC system, although it's set up to go from the junior college into the UC, in theory is a tremendous way to do it. There were something like 145,000 kids who made that transfer last year. The reality is that sometimes your classes don't transfer. You don't have the right courses for the major you want. So it's become a little bit more problematic. If you can get into a 4-year right off the bat, get into a 4-year.
Billy, thank you so much. I know you're very busy. You actually delayed a flight so we could come in this morning, so we appreciate that. He's heading down to the Southern California area to help kids get into their schools of choice. Billy Downing from the ESM Group this morning.